I recently got this Morphe palette and it is just so delicious and smoky. I want to do a really cool smoky halo eye, and I think I'm going to do a pastel inner corner and brow bone highlight that's been trending right now because I think it looks so cool. So a little bit out of my box, but let's do it. So I am typically a face before eyes kind of girl, but just because this is going to be a little bit of a darker, smokier look, I decided to play it safe today and start with the eyes. So I just put some really light concealer on the eyes to prep them, and then I decided to actually throw my primer on just to let it get kind of soaked in. This is the Wet n Wild Clingy Primer. I have been really enjoying this. I find it very hydrating, but also very clingy and like tacky. It's kind of the best of both worlds when it comes to like a tacky and hydrating primer. So I really like that. And then I'm going to use the Revolution Sport Fix setting spray all over the face and hydrate the lips with the e.l.f. lip oil. And then I will get right back on to the eyes. So I'm first starting with this lightest blue color, and I'm putting this all over the brow bone and the whole crease just to start this kind of pastel blue look. And I kind of just wanted to play around with the colors here. I wanted a pastel highlight and a darker blue and silver halo smoky eye. So we have kind of a lot going on, but I was shooting for a very fun look. So I'm excited. Then I went in with the kind of medium tone blue in the palette, the matte blue, and I'm just working that into the crease and the outer corner as well, that middle blue that you see there. And now I'm taking this dark brown. This is such a gorgeous chocolatey brown, and of course all of these shadows are super pigmented and super blendable. I really think that the Morphe quality is so good for the price. I just love it. So this is where I'm starting the halo eye. I'm just kind of stamping that on the outer and inner corner of my eye, and then I'm taking this darker grayish blue in the palette. Now this is a shimmer, but I'm just using it very lightly to kind of buff out this dark brown. And as you can see, I'm using very small motions because this is a halo eye, so I want it to be blended, but I still only want it to be on the outer and the inner corner. So I'm using really small blending motions and then going back in with that very first light pastel blue to blend up into that brow bone, but I want it to still look pretty separate and just like the halo eye effect. Now I'm going in with a glitter glue. This is the NYX glitter glue, and then I'm going to use the amazing silver shimmer eyeshadow in this palette. Oh my gosh, it is so freaking gorgeous. I don't know if you really need a glitter glue, but I have one, so I figured I might as well use it to get the most punch out of this. So I'm going to just stamp that right in the middle and try to take it a little bit above where my eye crease is. So when I'm looking straight forward, you can still see that shimmer poking out at the top of the crease, if that makes sense. And then again, going back in with that darker shimmer in between the dark outer corner and inner corner and that silver color to make a nice gradient, as you see there. Very happy with that. Then taking the matte black eyeshadow in this palette, and I'm going to be tight lining my upper waterline and the lash line and giving myself a black smoky liner across the entire lid because we still want the lashes and the eyeline to be defined. Now we are moving on to the face. I'm starting with the e.l.f. Halo Glow filter, and then I'm also going to be using the About Face foundation. Now please bear with me here with a smoky eye. I want it to be a little bit more tan, so you're going to be like, yeah, girl, that is not the right shade. I know. I took it all the way down my neck, and I just did a little jump cut to not make it look as crazy. I just figured I didn't want to be my most pale foundation shade, which I technically am right now in the winter, because this is such a blue and dark smoky eye. I wanted a little bit more color in my face so it didn't look as harsh, if that makes sense. So I just blended it down the neck to make it look a little bit more seamless. Obviously, I wanted my neck and my face to match. So then I used some concealer. This is the Incognito concealer in a very light shade. I did want a nice brightening shade for some contrast. And then I'm going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Glow on the Go bronzer and blush. I also wanted to keep the blush very pink. You don't have to use the exact same products that I use, but I just felt like having a more pinky toned blush would look really complementary to the blue and gray tones rather than maybe like an orange or a peach blush. I just felt like pink really works with this. Using a Real Techniques brush right here to blend my concealer into that inner corner because I definitely want to make sure that it is flawless in that inner corner. I don't want my own dark circles peeking through. I want it to just be that really cool eye look. So I wanted to make sure that that was very seamless in there. And I just love this brush from Real Techniques. It makes it very handy to get into that inner corner area. And now I'm just, like I said, going in with a nice pink blush to complement the blue colors and not overwhelm the face. I'm also trying to use a little bit less blush than I normally do, even though I still feel like I kind of use a lot of blush here. I am a blush lover. I definitely go heavy-handed on the blush, I know. But I did try to tone it down for this video just so the eyes are the main focus of the face. After I bake under the eyes, I am going to go in with my powder, bronzer, blush, and highlight steps and some face powder. I am just using the Physicians Formula. I think this is the Dream Team palette, and it just complements the cream bronzer and blush that I was using earlier so well, and it's just been my go-to lately. The cream bronzer and blush is pretty new to my collection, so of course I'm still kind of using it, but also this is just the perfect complementary pink blush to use with it. So I just had the palette out already, and now I am just kind of doing my normal face routine. So I'm going to use the powder bronzer, then the blush, and I'm going to use that brush to dust away the bake to make it nice and seamless. I'm going to use the highlights in this palette on all the high points of the face, on the forehead, above the brows, on the cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, and the cupid's bow. And then I'm also going to use the face powder in this palette to set my face and blend the under eye into the cheek color even more and just kind of tone it down too. Like I said, I wanted to tone it down a little bit so that the eyes were the main focus of this look. For a smoky eye, you definitely want to match the top to the bottom. So I'm going to use that kind of medium toned brown and the darker shimmery color on the lower lash line to give myself a nice smoky look down there and connect it to the top of the eyes. And oh my gosh, it just brings it all together, and I just feel like it looks so good. I have green eyes, and I feel like these blue and silver tones, if you have blue eyes, girl, this is going to absolutely pop. You're like, oh my gosh, it's gonna look so freaking good on you. So then I'm using this really white powder from the Physicians Formula. You can use an eyeshadow for this as well. Again, just really highlighting that inner corner. And I'm kind of using that as a white base because I'm going to put some blue eyeshadow there in just a second. Because like I said, I wanted to try the pastel highlight on the inner corner and the brow bone. And I just felt like the bluish gray light color in this palette that I was using just wasn't quite enough. So I busted out this other 9-pan eyeshadow palette from Morphe that has this very, very, very blue pastel rich blue, and just wanted to throw that just with a nice fluffy brush, nothing crazy, throw that on the brow bone and the inner corner to really give that pastel pop of color on the brow and the inner corner. And I think it worked. I really like this. I feel like I kind of catch myself looking at it like I don't like it, and then the next second I do. But I think it's just because I've literally never tried a technique like this ever. I'm really trying to branch out with my makeup looks lately and just get more creative and get more out there. But I think at the end of the day, I really like it. It's really cool. And I think as I get better in general at doing cool looks and interesting eye makeup, maybe I'll just get used to looking at myself like that. But I think this is really cool. Also, maybe if I do a different set of colors, I might like it more. Maybe blue was a little bit of a harsh color to start with, but I still love this look. I think it's really cool, and I think it turned out good for my first try with such a new crazy trend. So then I just lined the top and bottom waterline with black eyeliner and threw on a bunch of mascara. You can also use lashes, but I've just been steering clear of that lately. I just feel like it looks so cool and grungy if you just have your natural lashes, and this is definitely a more smoky, grungy look, but feel free to put lashes if you want to. That is totally up to you. I just finished off the eyebrows the same way that I always do with my NYX Fix It Fiber Brow Gel and the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil. Nothing special. I'm really not the eyebrow queen or anything. I don't have to do too much to my brows, so I just run this colored brow gel through them, and then I define the tail of my brows ever so slightly to give them a little bit more definition, and that's about it. And then I wanted to pair this with a nude lip, once again, just to make sure that the eyes were the main character. And honestly, if I had a more pale nude in my collection, I would have used it. I feel like I also need to branch out a tiny bit in the lipstick department, especially for when I'm my most pale self in the winter. I could definitely have some paler nudes in my collection, but I still think this is really pretty. It was looking a little bit warm, so I use this cool toned lip gloss. It's kind of a cool toned gray nude on top to make the lips a little bit more cool toned, and I feel like that totally worked. This is a Milani lip gloss, and I use it all the time when I want my lips to be a little bit more of a cool toned nude. I think it just complements the whole look so much more. Let me know what you guys think down below. I am in love with this. I cannot wait to try more color variations. This is how it looks in daylight with no filters, just my iPhone camera. Again, let me know what you think down below, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!